My sister stole my wedding gown and married my fiancé while I was on a business trip. When I returned, she smugly said you can watch from the sidelines. It was time to share my well-kept secret. The worst part about betrayal is that it never comes from your enemies. I learned this lesson on a rainy Tuesday afternoon when I returned from my business trip to find my wedding dress missing and my sister's perfume lingering in my apartment. I'm Ellie, and until that moment, I thought I had everything figured out. Successful career? Check. Perfect fiancé? Check. Close relationship with my only sister? Double check. But life has a way of shattering your illusions all at once. Christine, something's wrong, I said into my phone, pacing my walk-in closet where my wedding dress should have been. The dress is gone, and Amelia's been here. I can smell her signature vanilla perfume everywhere. Ellie, sit down. Christine's voice was unnaturally steady. There's something you need to know. My stomach dropped. Christine never used that tone unless something was terribly wrong. I sank onto my bed, still in my travel clothes. Amelia and Axel got married yesterday. In your dress. The words hit me like a physical blow. I gripped my phone tighter, knuckles turning white. What? It's all over social media. I tried calling you, but my flight was delayed, I whispered. My phone was dead. The pieces started falling into place. Axel's recent distance, Amelia's excessive interest in my wedding plans, the way they both encouraged me to take this business trip despite the tight timeline before the wedding. I'm coming over, Christine declared. No, I said quickly, surprising myself with how steady my voice sounded. I need to handle this myself. After hanging up, I opened Instagram. There they were, dozens of photos of my sister in my dress, kissing my fiancé. My dress. My fiancé. My sister. The caption under Amelia's post read, "When you know it's meant to be." Sorry, sis. Sometimes love can't wait. I laughed. Actually laughed. Because while they were playing their little game, they had no idea about the cards I held. My phone buzzed with a text from Bruno, my mentor. Deal sealed. You now own controlling interest in Harris Technologies. Announcement goes public next week. Congratulations. Axel's family company, the one he'd been trying to save for the past year. The one I'd just acquired through a series of shell companies and careful maneuvering. The doorbell rang. I opened it to find Layla, Amelia's best friend, standing there with an apologetic look. Ellie, I'm so sorry. I tried to stop her. But come in, Layla, I said calmly. Tell me everything. She settled on my couch, wringing her hands. It was planned for weeks. Amelia said you didn't deserve Axel, that you were too focused on your career. She said he came to her, that they fell in love. I listened, noting every detail, every player in this betrayal. Layla's story spilled out. How Amelia had copied my apartment key, how she'd convinced Axel that I was cheating on him with a business partner, how they'd planned their wedding to coincide with my business trip. They're having a celebration dinner tonight at LeBlanc, Layla finished. I thought you should know. After she left, I stood at my window watching the rain. My phone buzzed again. Axel calling. I declined it, then opened my laptop to check my emails. The acquisition paperwork was there, waiting for my final signature. My finger hovered over the mouse. One click, and I'd own everything Axel's family had built over 3 generations. One click, and I could destroy them both. The rain intensified outside, matching the storm brewing inside me. Another text came through, this time from Amelia. Please don't hate me. We need to talk. I closed my eyes, remembering all the times I'd protected her, supported her, loved her. How many times had I picked up the pieces of her mistakes? How many times had I put her first? Opening my eyes, I clicked sign on the acquisition documents. Then I opened my closet, pulled out my best dress, not white, but blood red, and began to get ready. They wanted to play games? Fine. But they'd forgotten one crucial detail about me. I never played to participate. I played to win. As I applied my lipstick, my phone lit up with a text from Bruno. Confirmation received. Congratulations on your new company, CEO. I smiled at my reflection. Sometimes karma needs a little help, and I was more than happy to assist. You're scary when you're calm like this, Christine said, watching me pour us both a glass of wine in my kitchen. I expected tears, screaming, maybe some plate throwing. But this? She gestured at my composed demeanor. This is terrifying. What's terrifying is how predictable they both are, I replied, sliding her glass across the counter. Did you know Axel's been trying to secure additional funding for months? His family's company is hemorrhaging money. Christine's eyes widened. And you bought it? Through shell companies and private equity firms, Bruno helped structure it so neither of them would notice. I took a sip of wine. Axel was so busy planning his little betrayal. He didn't even notice who was buying up shares. Jesus, Ellie. Christine leaned forward. What are you planning? The doorbell interrupted us. Through the peephole, I saw Bruno's familiar silhouette. I opened the door to find him holding a thick manila envelope. "The final paperwork," he said, stepping inside. "Everything's in order, but we need to discuss timing." We gathered around my dining table, spreading documents across its surface. Bruno pointed to several key sections while Christine watched, fascinated. "The announcement goes public next week," Bruno explained. "Once it does, the board will be restructured. Axel's position as CEO becomes redundant." "He doesn't know?" Christine asked. "He's been too busy stealing my sister and my dress to notice his company slipping through his fingers," I said, signing another document. My phone buzzed. Another call from Axel. "Seventh one today." "You should answer it," Bruno suggested. "Keep him off balance." I hit accept. "Hello, Axel. Ellie. Thank God. We need to talk." His voice was strained. "What happened?" "It's not what you think." "Oh? So you didn't marry my sister in my wedding dress?" Silence. "That's what I thought." I kept my voice light, pleasant. "Congratulations, by the way. I hope you both got everything you wanted." "Ellie, please. I have to go. I'm in the middle of something important. Business, you know how it is." I hung up before he could respond. Christine whistled low. "Ice cold." "Speaking of business," Bruno interjected, "we need to discuss the gala next week. The acquisition announcement will be made there. All major shareholders are expected to attend, including Axel and his family," I noted, a plan forming. "Send them all invitations. Make it impossible to refuse." "Ellie," Christine touched my arm. "Are you sure about this? Revenge might feel good now, but this isn't just revenge," I interrupted. "This is business. Axel's family company is failing because of his mismanagement. I'm saving it, and if I happen to destroy his reputation in the process, well," I shrugged. "Karma." My phone buzzed again, this time with a text from Amelia. "Please answer my calls. I can explain everything." "Your sister's persistent," Bruno observed. "She's scared," I corrected. "She knows me well enough to know I don't get mad. I get even." Christine picked up one of the documents. "What about the employees? The people who depend on Harris Technologies for their livelihoods? They'll be protected. I've already planned a restructuring that preserves most positions." I turned to Bruno. "Speaking of which, how's the PR strategy coming along?" "Ready to go. We're positioning this as a rescue operation. Young, innovative CEO saves struggling company." He smiled. "The press will love it." Another text from Axel. "Just saw the gala invitation. We need to talk before then, please." I showed it to Bruno, who chuckled. "He's starting to sweat." "Good. What's your next move?" Christine asked. I walked to my window looking out at the city lights. "Tomorrow, I'm going shopping for a gala dress, something unforgettable. Then I'm going to show up at their celebration dinner tonight at LeBlanc." "Ellie," Christine started. "Don't worry," I assured her. "I won't make a scene. I'll just congratulate the happy couple. Maybe mention how excited I am about next week's business announcement." Bruno gathered the documents, sliding them back into the envelope. "Remember, discretion is crucial until the announcement." "Trust me," I said, checking my reflection in the mirror. "I know exactly what I'm doing." As they left, Christine hugged me tightly. "Just don't lose yourself in this, okay?" I watched them leave, then checked my phone one last time. A new text from Amelia. "Saw you're attending the gala. What are you planning?" I smiled, typing back. "Just supporting my sister's new family. Isn't that what sisters do?" Slipping my phone into my purse, I grabbed my keys. LeBlanc was waiting, and I had a dinner to crash. Sometimes the best revenge isn't served cold. It's served with a smile and perfect timing. LeBlanc was exactly as pretentious as I remembered. All crystal chandeliers and white tablecloths. I spotted them immediately. Amelia in a designer dress that probably cost more than her monthly salary, Axel looking uncomfortable in his tailored suit. They were surrounded by friends, champagne flowing freely. "Table for one?" I told the maitre d', loud enough to carry. Heads turned. Conversation stopped. Amelia's champagne glass froze halfway to her lips. "Ellie," she gasped, standing up so quickly her chair scraped against the floor. "What are you? Don't let me interrupt." I smiled, accepting the menu from the hovering waiter. "I just came for the lamb. It's excellent here, isn't it, Axel? We used to order it every anniversary." Axel's face had lost all color. "Ellie, please." "Oh, God. I'm so sorry." I covered my mouth in mock embarrassment. "It's not anniversary anymore, is it? My mistake. Congratulations, by the way. The photos were beautiful. My dress looked lovely on you, Amelia." The silence at their table was deafening. Their friends shifted uncomfortably, some avoiding eye contact, others openly staring. "You should join us," one of Axel's business associates called out, clearly trying to diffuse the tension. "We're celebrating." "That's so kind," I replied, settling into my table within perfect earshot of theirs. "But I wouldn't want to impose. Besides, I have some work to review before next week's big announcement." Axel's head snapped up. What announcement? Oh, you'll find out soon enough. The gala invitation went out today, didn't it? I'm sure it'll be a night to remember. A waiter appeared with a bottle of champagne. Compliments of Mr. Pearson, he said, pouring me a glass. I raised it in Axel's direction. To new beginnings. Amelia stood up abruptly. We need to talk, now. She grabbed my arm, pulling me toward the ladies' room. Inside the opulent bathroom, she spun to face me. What are you doing? Having dinner, I said, checking my lipstick in the mirror. The lamb really is excellent here. Stop it. Her voice cracked. Stop acting like this doesn't hurt you. I know you, Ellie. You're planning something. I turned to face her. You're right, you do know me. So you know exactly what happens to people who betray me. It wasn't supposed to happen like this, she whispered. We fell in love. We couldn't help it. Couldn't help stealing my dress. Couldn't help waiting until I was out of town. I laughed softly. Please, Amelia. At least have the decency to be honest about your choices. The bathroom door opened. A woman walked in, took one look at us, and quickly walked back out. What's this announcement everyone's talking about? Amelia demanded. You'll find out at the gala. Bring your best smile. There will be photographers. Her face crumpled. Why are you being like this? I'm your sister. Exactly. You were my sister, which made your betrayal so much worse. A sharp knock interrupted us. Amelia? Axel's voice called. Is everything okay? I opened the door, coming face to face with him. Everything's fine. We're just having a little sister chat. By the way, how's the company doing, Axel? I heard there were some concerning quarterly reports. He paled again. How did you? I always did pay more attention to business than you gave me credit for. I patted his cheek as I passed. See you at the gala. Back at my table, my phone buzzed with a text from an unknown number. We need to talk about Axel Harris. Meet me tomorrow 10 a.m. Capital Coffee. I was about to delete it when another text came through. I have information you'll want to hear before the gala. Ask for Cameron. Across the restaurant, I could see Axel and Amelia in heated discussion, their celebration thoroughly disrupted. Their friends were making excuses, leaving in pairs. My lamb arrived perfectly cooked. As I ate, I noticed Layla watching me from their table. Her expression, a mix of fear and admiration. More champagne, miss? The waiter asked. No, thank you. But please send a bottle to my sister's table with my congratulations. I finished my meal slowly, savoring each bite as their party disintegrated around them. As I stood to leave, I dropped a business card on their table. You might need this, I told Axel. It's my lawyer's number for when you figure out what's coming. Outside, the night air was cool against my skin. My phone buzzed again. The unknown number. Tomorrow, 10 a.m. Don't be late. You'll want to hear this. I saved the number under Cameron and flagged down a taxi. The night had gone perfectly, but tomorrow promised to be even more interesting. After all, in business and revenge, information is everything. Capital Coffee was busy when I arrived at 9:55 a.m. A man in a charcoal suit waved from a corner table. Athletic build, sharp features. Definitely not what I was expecting. You must be Cameron, I said, sliding into the seat across from him. And you're the woman who's about to take down Axel Harris. He pushed a coffee toward me. Already ordered. Black, 2 sugars. Your usual according to the barista. Should I be concerned you know my coffee order? I make it my business to know things. He slid a folder across the table. Like how Axel's been embezzling from his family's company for the past year. I opened the folder, scanning documents filled with transaction records and bank statements. How did you get these? I'm the external auditor hired by the board last month. Found some concerning patterns. Cameron leaned forward. But here's what's interesting. The money isn't in his accounts. It's in your sister's. My coffee cup froze halfway to my lips. What? Axel's been funneling company funds into accounts under Amelia's name. She probably doesn't even know they exist. He tapped the documents. Your acquisition isn't just going to expose his mismanagement. It's going to uncover fraud. Why are you showing me this? Because Axel did the same thing to my sister 3 years ago. Different company, same scheme. She lost everything when it came crashing down. His jaw tightened. He's got a pattern. My phone buzzed. Amelia calling again. I declined it. Does the board know? I asked. Not yet. I was preparing my report when I heard about your acquisition. Cameron sat back. Thought you might want this information before the gala. The cafe door chimed. I glanced up to see Layla walking in. She spotted me and froze. Don't look now, I told Cameron, but we're about to have company. Ellie. Layla hurried over. I've been trying to reach you. Amelia's a mess. She stopped noticing Cameron. Oh, sorry. I didn't realize it's fine, I said. We're just discussing business. What about Amelia? Layla shifted uncomfortably. She found something weird in her mail. Bank statements for accounts she says aren't hers. Axel told her it was a mistake. But when did these arrive? Cameron interrupted. Yesterday, after the dinner at LeBlanc. Layla looked between us. What's going on? I gathered the documents, sliding them into my bag. Tell Amelia to keep those statements somewhere safe, and tell her not to sign anything Axel gives her. Ellie, you're scaring me. Good. You should be scared. I stood up. Cameron, walk with me. Outside, the morning sun was harsh and bright. Cameron fell into step beside me. Your sister's lucky, he said. Most of Axel's victims don't find out until it's too late. She's not lucky. She's just got me. I stopped walking. I need everything you have on his previous schemes. Already compiled. He pulled a USB drive from his pocket. But be careful. He gets dangerous when cornered. So do I. My phone buzzed again. This time a text from Axel. Just got an interesting call from the board. What have you done? Looks like he's starting to piece it together, Cameron observed, reading over my shoulder. Good. I typed back, looking forward to discussing it at the gala. You're enjoying this, Cameron noted, a hint of admiration in his voice. Wouldn't you? Fair point. He handed me his card. Call me if you need anything else. And Ellie? He caught my eye. Make it hurt. I watched him walk away, then called Bruno. We need to move up the timeline, I said when he answered. How fast can you get the board together? They're already asking questions. Axel's been making calls all morning. Perfect. Send me everything you have on the board members. And, Bruno, make sure my sister gets an official invitation to the emergency board meeting. Already done. But, Ellie, be careful. Cornered rat's bite. I ended the call and opened my rideshare app. Another text came through, this time from Amelia. Found more statements. We need to talk. Please. Finally, I thought, the pieces were falling into place. Where to? The driver asked as I slid into the back seat. Law offices of Riley and Associates, I replied. Thinking of Christine. Time to prepare for war. The USB drive felt heavy in my pocket. Ammunition I hadn't expected, but desperately needed. Sometimes karma needs a little help, and sometimes it sends exactly the right ally at exactly the right time. The emergency board meeting was set for 3 p.m., but I arrived early to watch them file in. Axel's father, looking grave. His uncle, checking his phone nervously. Board members I'd researched extensively over the past months, all wearing expressions of concern. Amelia arrived last, clutching her purse like a shield. She'd been crying. What is this? Axel demanded when he saw me. You can't be here. Actually, Bruno stepped forward. Miss Pierce is now the majority shareholder. She has every right to be here. The room erupted in whispers. Axel's father stood up. What did you say? Perhaps we should begin, I suggested, taking my seat at the head of the table. We have a lot to discuss. Cameron entered quietly, carrying his audit reports. Axel's face went from red to white in seconds. Before we start, I said, I should mention that everything said here is being recorded. Legal requirement. You understand? This is ridiculous, Axel sputtered. You can't show them. I nodded to Cameron. He connected his laptop to the projector. Bank statements filled the screen, transactions highlighted in angry red. Over the past 14 months, Cameron began, approximately $12 million has been diverted from company accounts into private holdings. Axel's father leaned forward. That's impossible. Our internal audits were falsified, Cameron finished. The real numbers tell a different story. I watched Amelia as the evidence mounted. Her hands shook as she recognized the account numbers, the same ones from her mysterious statements. These accounts, Cameron continued, were opened under the name of Amelia Pierce. All eyes turned to my sister. I didn't, she started. Axel told me they were investment accounts. Did you sign anything? I asked her quietly. She nodded, tears spilling. Last week, he said it was for our future. You bitch, Axel snarled at me. You planned this. No, Axel. You planned this. I just exposed it. I turned to the board. I have a proposal. The company needs new leadership. I'm offering to step in with immediate effect. This is a family company, Axel's father protested, and it will remain one, I assured him. You'll keep your position as chairman, but your son needs to step down. Or what? Or these documents go to the SEC. I let that sink in. Your choice. The room fell silent except for Amelia's quiet sobs. There's more, Cameron added, changing slides. Similar patterns at his previous employers. 3 companies, same scheme. Axel lunged across the table at Cameron. Security guards materialized, restraining him. You're finished. He spat at me. Both of you. He looked at Amelia. All of you. No. I corrected him. You're finished. Guards, please escort Mr. Harris out. The police are waiting in the lobby. As they dragged him away, his father stood up. I moved to accept Miss Pierce's proposal. The vote was unanimous. Afterward, in the empty boardroom, Amelia approached me. Did you know about the accounts? Not until yesterday. I handed her Christine's card. She's the best fraud lawyer in the city. Call her. Why are you helping me? Because you're my sister, and because you're another one of his victims. I gathered my papers. But, Amelia, we're not okay. Not yet. I know. She wiped her eyes. I'm so sorry, Ellie, about everything. Sorry doesn't fix it, but this might be a start. Cameron waited for me in the hallway. That went well. Better than expected. I checked my phone. Dozens of missed calls from Axel's family. Now comes the hard part. The gala's tomorrow, he reminded me. Still planning to attend? Wouldn't miss it. I smiled. Wanna be my date? He raised an eyebrow. Mixing business with pleasure? Maybe I just want someone trustworthy by my side for once. In that case, he offered his arm. Let's get coffee and you can tell me what you're really planning for tomorrow night. As we walked out, I saw Axel being led into a police car. Karma, with a little help from careful planning and unexpected allies. My phone buzzed. Christine, just met with Amelia. You're not going to believe what she told me. Save it for tomorrow. I texted back. The gala should be interesting. Looking up at Cameron, I felt something I hadn't experienced in weeks. Maybe revenge wasn't just about destruction. Maybe it could also be about rebuilding something better from the ashes. So, Cameron said as we reached the coffee shop, about tomorrow night. The gala would be my coronation as CEO, but somehow I had a feeling it would be about much more than just business. The gala ballroom sparkled with crystal and champagne, but all eyes were on me as I descended the grand staircase in a midnight blue gown. Cameron waited at the bottom, looking sharp in his tuxedo. Ready to make history? He whispered, taking my arm. Born ready. Cameras flashed as we made our entrance. The business world's elite mingled with local celebrities, all here to witness the announcement. Axel's father stood with the board members, his expression unreadable. Ellie. Christine waved us over. You need to hear what Amelia told me. Later, I promised. First, we have a show to put on. Bruno appeared with champagne. Everything's set. The press is eager for the announcement. Where's Amelia? I asked. Here. My sister emerged from the crowd in a simple black dress,